dessert. Our next speaker, Teri Bristol, serves as the Chief Operating Officer of the FAA's Air Traffic Organization. Like Administrator Elwell, Teri was no stranger to air traffic when she was appointed to this position 4 years ago. She has devoted a quarter of a century to various air traffic programs within the FAA. She is the first female COO of the FAA Air Traffic Organization. Not only is Teri responsible for leading an organization of over 30,000 employees and ensuring a safe and efficient air traffic operation, she's also actively involved and a little bit busy with other flying technologies such as drones and rockets. But Teri, we are so pleased that you could take time today to join us in honoring Trish and Gina. Please welcome Teri Bristol.
It's wonderful to be here. Good afternoon to everyone. It's certainly an honor and a privilege to participate in honoring Patricia Gilbert. Now, I don't know anybody that calls her Patricia. We call her Trish. Trish's contributions to the aviation community and the profession of air traffic control are countless. She's a true professional and a role model to all, especially women. She's a wife, a mother of two, and soon to be a grandmother in September. Yay! And she's a union leader to approximately 20,000 aviation professionals in the private and the public sector. If that's not enough, Trish continues to give of her time to serve on many boards and committees, all of them dedicated to modernizing the national airspace system, improving aviation safety, and advancing the profession of air traffic control. Now, I understand that Trish began her career in 1988, and while many women in business strive to break the proverbial glass ceiling, Trish completely shattered it. Her accomplishments are in a profession that's only 16% female. That's right, 16%. She's elected by a predominantly male workforce, and Trish is an inspiration, certainly, to all women out there, demonstrating that perceived barriers can be overcome. Now, labor management relations have been up and down at the FAA and certainly had been strained previous to Trish becoming the Executive Vice President of NATCA in 2009. I'm happy and proud to say that I've had the opportunity to work alongside Trish over these past several years on evolving labor management relations at the FAA. Since assuming her role as Executive VP, Trish has served as the first labor chairperson of the FAA's Labor Management Forum. And in this role, Trish provided leadership to 8 national unions. She also co-chairs the ATO and our NATCA Collaborative Steering Committee. It's a committee that works to proactively address challenges in the workplace and promote collaboration. She's laser focused on increasing professionalism in the workplace, and she's championed on behalf of NATCA what we know in the agency as the foundations of professionalism. It encompasses several initiatives that focus on safety and the human elements that play such an important role in part in the safety of our national airspace system. Programs like professional standards, her fingerprints are all over this, probably footprints too. Took a lot of work to get these done. But professional standards, it's a program that promotes the highest degree of professionalism and conduct through peer-to-peer coaching and resolution. Turn off, tune in. It's a program that proactively eliminates distraction in our operational areas of our ATC facilities. Fully charged. A program that provides employees and supervisors educations on the effects of fatigue. ACCEP, a program that embraces a safety culture, enabling identification and mitigations of hazards in the airspace system. And finally, respect. It's our newest program, and it supports a workplace that creates an environment of mutual dignity, support, and respect between all individuals that work to protect our national airspace system. So as a colleague, I have the highest respect for Trish. As a woman, I admire deeply what she has achieved, what she stands for, and how she does it all with such grace and dignity. Now, Trish is one of those individuals that doesn't need to speak loudly to be heard. And we all know that, those of us that work with her. She's persistent, in a good way. She's focused, and she's very measured. She is the real deal, the whole package. So congratulations, Trish. You're truly deserving of this honor. Individual that will be coming up likes to say that air traffic control is the ultimate team sport, and I couldn't agree more. So I've got the honor of introducing my friend, my colleague, the president of NATCA, Paul Rinaldi.
It is an incredible honor to be able to say a few words about my dear friend and my NATCA leadership partner, Trish Gilbert. I was told I was only going to be 5 minutes, and when they said 5 minutes, they told me 5 minutes, I said, is that like a congressional testimony 5 minutes? Or is that like a low risk 5 minutes? Low risk 5 minutes belong to like 25 minutes. So you're going to have to bear with me a little bit. In the NATCA world, we say Trish, and everybody knows who we're speaking about. It's kind of like Cher, Madonna, Adele. No second name is needed. You know exactly who we're speaking about. This distinction has been earned over the last 30 years with an impressive resume of 21 years as an air traffic controller at Houston Center, a very busy facility, 6 years as the leader, as the fabric of that building. She was a member of our original organizing committee back in the early 90s. She has served on many positions in the NATCA Charitable Foundation Committee. She's chaired our legislative committee and served for over 8 years. She's serving her 9th year as the executive vice president, and she's the first person to serve 3 terms. And I have no doubt that she will be reelected in July to serve a 4th term. She's known internationally as she serves as the vice chair of the International Transport Workers Federation, ITF, the Air Traffic Control Services Committee. And she serves on the political committee of ITACA. She serves on the Aeroclub Board of Governors, on the Drone Advisory Committee, on the AFL-CIO Political, Legislative, and Committee on Women's Workers. She serves on any job she can to elevate our profession. Over the last 9 years, she has helped lead and oversee NATCA's comprehensive efforts to build a successful collaboration relationship with the FAA, DOT, industry, AFL-CIO, members of Congress. This has resulted in excellent progress for our members' lives and enhancing the safety of the national airspace system. So something I want to tell you about Trish that you can't read in her bio. When she became an EVP, Executive Vice President in 2009, she left Houston and came to Washington, D.C. And she was such a major activist in so many parts of that local that they immediately named an award after her, is the Houston Center Trish Gilbert Activism Award. When I left Dulles Tower in 2006, they threw on my headset, they scraped my name off the lock, and changed the locks. You know, it's fitting to be in this room today to honor Trish Gilbert. Because for the last 20 plus years, she has been in this room at least 2 weeks out of the year, putting on our, what we call Lobby Week, NATCA in Washington, where we bring 400 to 500 air traffic controllers to hit the hill and talk about our issues. And she's been on this stage talking about legislative issues, and it's pretty cool that she's getting recognized here. And after she left the legislative committee in 2009, as she became executive vice president, they decided to create an award for Trish. See Pat here? So in 2009, they created an award as the Trish Gilbert Legislative Activism Award, which is given out every year on this stage that we give out in her honor. And the greatest award, which I saw my union say, yes, she deserves recognition, was in Philadelphia 2 weeks ago. When at the Constitution, in our Constitution, it sets the pay for the president and the vice president. And they were talking about the pay. And we saw the union body unanimously raise her pay to equal pay. You know, there's a lot of talk about equal pay for equal work. And my union took the first step and made sure it was equal pay for equal work. So that is very Simply put, Trish Gilbert is an amazing individual. In a male-dominated profession, she has propelled through all the inherited institutional boundaries and has excelled at everything she tries to do. No task is too difficult, no challenge too daunting for Trish to take the lead on. She has elevated our union to the highest level and enhanced the safety of our national airspace system by always challenging the status quo. I personally believe there's nothing that she can't do, except maybe sing like Cher and Madonna and Adele. Trish is a spring into action type person. She's tough, she's ferocious, but she's also very compassionate. She will listen to you and she will understand your side of the story. No matter the challenge, from representing our members in all of her roles to representing the communities around our facilities in our NATCA Charitable Foundation, or to helping people in need when there is hurricanes, or floods or wildfires, she is truly a roll up your sleeves, get to work type of person. Trish Gilbert has been truly an inspiring figure for aviation, certainly for NATCA, and in my own career. And she continues to lead by example. She acts as a mentor and a role model for all who seek to improve the national airspace system. And she's a special role model for all women in labor and in aviation. Over the last 30 years, she has elevated the life of every single one of our union members and has made the national airspace system safer. That's truly making the world a better place. So in closing, I am proud and honored to work alongside of Trish. I have seen firsthand every day her relentless dedication to aviation safety professionals and improving the lives of those who work in it. She's so richly deserving of this tremendous honor of having a scholarship in her name. It's wonderful to see the scholarship program, and I can't say enough good things about it. So congratulations to Trish Gilbert.
So I'm guessing this is for when we're all done. It almost seems like AAAE knows me. They give me a Prosecco so I can give a speech. That is so true to what, next thing a dry martini should be coming up, a different martini, right? Wow. It's amazing at 52 years old you can feel like a teenage and an insecure teenage girl, because that's exactly how I feel. It is certainly outside my comfort zone to be recognized in this manner, and I'm truly honored. The kind words from Teri and Paul and everybody here, I can't say enough about what this means to me. I don't even think I can convey, this is one of those moments that you'll remember your entire lives. So thank you. Thank you for being here, supporting the AAAE scholarships for women in aviation. Thank you to AAAE for the amazing work they do on just about everything they touch. I don't know how you do it. Every conference you do, every event, it's incredible. Thank you to the host committee and their honorary chair, Linda Daschle. The generous donors, and there are so many. My colleagues here from the United Kingdom and Canada. My fellow board members that have flown into DC to be here today. And air traffic controller friends from all across this country. My amazing NATCA staff that could be here today, and friends and colleagues from all of government, all corners of government and the aviation industry. Thank you for your donations and thank you for your attendance. These scholarships will not only allow young women to embark on new opportunities that education can bring, but also introduces and encourages them to join an industry that is full of so many possibilities. I've been blessed to work in a profession that I've loved for 30 years now, with 21 of those years as a frontline controller at Houston Center. Paul mentioned that. 21 years, don't blink, it flies by like that. As a young girl of 22, I entered Houston Center as an air traffic controller. And I remember thinking, don't pinch yourself. You might wake up and you might find yourself doing something else. And those that are air traffic controllers know in the room that it really is not outside the realm of possibility to actually find yourself doing something else. As is today, as was back then, only about 50% of those hired become fully certified air traffic controllers. And while serving as an air traffic controller, a profession I feel so blessed and have found, I got very active in NATCA in the many roles Paul mentioned, both elected and appointed, and I was doing it to find ways to be an advocate for the men and women that serve this country and keep our system safe. In 2009, I was elected NATCA's Executive Vice President, and I humbly represent 20,000 men and women that do amazing work every minute of every day to keep the system safe. By honoring me, you are honoring NATCA. I am so proud of NATCA, the professions that we represent, the safety policies and initiatives we partner on, the technology that we test and deploy, the public we serve and keep safe, and the role we play in this economic engine that is our national airspace system. Last week, NATCA sponsored, and I co-chaired with my friend Vanessa up front, the Professional Women Controllers Annual Conference. At that conference, speaker after speaker described the very real barriers to recruitment and hiring of women in the aviation industry. It certainly reminded me, while culturally at the FAA, we have made great progress. We still have a long way to go. From my first election as an area rep, where I lost, when the rhetoric in the campaign was, if you're going to elect Trish, you're truly electing her husband, who happened to be an area rep across the other side of the building. To now serving in one of the top elected positions in our union for 9 years now. Definitely we have made progress as a union and as a workforce, and just as Paul mentioned 2 weeks ago, they equal my pay to Paul's, equal pay for equal work. However, when I was hired in 1988, there were 16% women in air traffic control. And here we are in 2018, there is 16.6 women in air traffic control. So clearly, we have a lot of work to do. And it's a global issue. Our colleagues down here is kind of gloating a little bit. In the UK, they're 21%, in NATCA, it's 19%. And I don't know why that is. The aviation industry is full of so many interesting and well-compensated careers where women can and do excel. The amazing women here today each have demonstrated significant contributions to their organizations and to the aviation industry. These AAAE scholarships demonstrate our commitment to seeing more women work in our beloved aviation professions where they can unlock their potential and pursue their dreams and careers in aviation. I hope we can continue to empower women to join aviation professions, to get involved, to take on leadership roles, inspire future generations, and move our industries forward. It is humbling to join Linda Daschle and Gina, congratulations to join you, Gina Adams, in sharing the honor that we're having here, that we is bestowed upon us today. It's humbling to be part of a STEM education scholarship program, especially that with regard that is has to do with aviation. And having one of the 2 permanently endowed scholarships named in my honor is really hard to believe. Knowing though that that scholarship with my name on it is synonymous to naming it after the profession I love and the union that I love even more, NATCA. So thank you again, everyone, for being here. I am truly honored and blessed, and I think we get to have that toast here pretty soon. So let's get on with that.
Trish, thank you. Gina, thank you. Everyone in the room, thank you very, very much for being here. We're incredibly grateful for your support. This started as an idea a little over 2 years ago as a result of the efforts of Linda Daschle, Mark Anderson, some of the other folks that you mentioned, all of you in the room here today. We will have now raised $640,000 in just a little over 2 years. We now have permanently endowed, forever, scholarships. We have a General Women in Aviation Scholarship that we were able to do in 2016. In 2017, and this year in 2018, 2 Women in Aviation Scholarships, a general one and one in the name of Linda Daschle. For 2019 and forevermore, at least 4 annual Women in Aviation Scholarships, a general one, a Linda Hall Daschle one, a Trish Gilbert scholarship, and a Gina Adams scholarship. Thank you all very much. I wouldn't presume to speak for everyone in the room, but I would just say this. Washington has become less bipartisan. It's become more polarized. It's harder to get things done. It's harder to make an impact. And we've stood that on its head today with this. And whether it's 10 years from now, or 20 years from now, or 50 years from now, women seeking to join this incredible aviation industry will be able to look up the careers of Linda Daschle and Trish Gilbert and Gina Adams for inspiration. And will join us, and we're feeding the pipeline of those future leaders. So I wanted to say thank you to everyone. And if you would raise your glass, and let's say congratulations to Trish, to Gina, and frankly to all of us in the room. Congratulations. Cheers.